Yo, yo, yo. Welcome back to Clone Wars, the spin-off. I'm DJ Universe on the ones and twos and the mic, and I got the whole crew in the building. We gotta talk about this Snoop clip that resurfaced this month. Old interview from a few years back where he's on a podcast saying, quote, "Y'all paid me $45,000 for a billion streams? A billion." That thing went viral all over again in August, like it just happened yesterday.
And that's the thing about the internet. It don't forget. That clip been recycling since 2023 and it still hits the same nerve every time it resurfaces because artists still feel that same way today. Snoop's beef actually got resolved. Dude sat down with Spotify execs back in 2025. They walked him through how the money actually moves and he put his catalog back up. But the resurfaced clip proves the underlying question never got answered for the rest of us.
Right, and that's what we're breaking down today. Not the drama, the actual mechanics. Because Spotify came back and said his numbers were off, that payments go to rights holders first and then get split by contract, and that Snoop owning Death Row put him in a better position than most artists ever get. That's the real lesson before we even get to the math.
Let's get to the math then, because this is where knowledge of self comes in. You cannot budget generational wealth off a number you don't understand. Per 1,000 streams in 2026, Tidal's paying around $12.50, Apple Music's sitting around $10.50, Amazon somewhere between $5 and $7, depending on the listener's plan, Spotify's running $3.50 to $4.50, and YouTube's down around $2. That's before your distributor or your label takes their slice off the top.
And that's exactly why I don't build my business plan around a stream count. I love Spotify. That's where my fans live. But a stream is a discovery tool, not a paycheck. On tour, merch is running 30 to 50% of what I actually clear at the door on a club level run. That's the real number I'm tracking every night. Not the DSP dashboard, the merch table.
That's the difference between a hobby and a business right there. Streaming tells you who's listening, touring and merch tell you who's paying. A real artist tracks both, but you eat off the second one.
Now break down why the rate even moves around like that, because people think it's one flat number and it's not.
It's not flat at all. This is where the stream comes from, changes the payout. A stream from a paid subscriber in London is worth way more than a stream from a free tier listener in a lower ad rate market. Then there's the threshold rules platforms added to cut down on fraud and low quality content, meaning a stream doesn't always count the way you'd assume. And on top of all that, unless you're fully independent and self-distributing, your distributor or your label is taking a cut before you ever see a dollar. So per stream rate is really an average of 100 different deals happening at once.
This is knowledge of self straight up. The 5% taught that knowledge is the foundation, the first degree, because you can't build wisdom or understanding on top of something you don't know. Same principle applies to your royalty statement. If you don't know your own numbers, your split sheet, your distributor cut, your publishing percentage, somebody else is running your life for you. Supreme Mathematics 101. Knowledge plus wisdom equals understanding. Know the deal, apply it, then you understand your worth.
That's real, because I didn't understand publishing versus masters for like the first 2 years I was putting music out. I thought a check was a check. Once I understood that a feature verse I wrote for somebody else's song still pays me for the rest of my life through publishing, I started treating every session different. I ask about the paperwork before I even touch the booth now.
And that's the generational wealth play right there. Publishing outlaws the hype cycle. Streaming trends change, platforms change their rates, but a properly registered publishing split is a check that follows you and your kids. Register your splits with a PRO, know your percentage before you sign anything, and don't let "we'll handle the paperwork later" be the plan.
So real quick before we close it out, give the people 3 moves they can make off this episode.
1. Go pull your own streaming and royalty statements this week. Actually read them. Knowledge of self starts with knowing your own numbers, not somebody else's story about your numbers.
2. Stop treating merch and touring like a side hustle to the music. For most working artists, that's the main income, so budget it, price it, and track it like the business it is.
3. Get your publishing splits registered and understand masters versus publishing before you sign a single thing. That paperwork is the difference between one check and a lifetime of checks.
That's the Clone Wars blueprint right there. Know the numbers, own the moment, own the paper. Appreciate y'all for pulling up. We out.
Triple HL. Hip Hop Hero League. Yeah. DJ you only. Down by law. Forever. Scratch marks on the moon, I've been cutting since noon. Turntables like talismans, I've been timing the room. DJ Universe, star maps in his crates. Drops one needle, whole block levitates. Calvin Blingwell, numbers in his notepad. Turned every invoice to a tote bag. Quiet in the meeting, but his pen loud. Own every master, own every crowd. Dangerous zygos, two minds in one skull. Bridges in the brain, every bar full. Binary breath, left, right swing. Code in the cadence, truth in the ring. Mayhem in the mirror, but he chose peace. Only bring chaos to the corrupt police. Walk like a riot in a tailored suit. Black car, black fist, black womb. Hip-Hop Hero League, we the Triple HL. Down by law, but we write our own spell. From the gutter to the summit, we rewrite the rules. Turn pain into power, we a freedom school. Hip-Hop Hero League, watch the villains all melt. Stand tall, stand free, keep the crown we felt. One mic, one squad, one world we defend. Every 16 bars like a raised fist again. I'm DJ U, middle of the cyclone. Spin whole revolutions from a tight zone. Trap drums marching, boom bap, backbone. Every drop feel like taking back black homes. Indie like the sun, can't buy this shine. All my contracts read like battle lines. All my likeness, logo, spine. If it got my name, it got my grind. We don't beg for a seat, we build tables. Turn small advances into big labels. Turn short checks into long cables. Plug whole hoods into new fables. Lyrical power, that's a legal weapon. Every hidden clause, get a clean dissecting. Redefine print, turn sign here to a freedom imprint. Hip-Hop Hero League, we the Triple HL. Down by law, but we write our own spell. From the gutter to the summit, we rewrite the rules. Turn pain into power, we a freedom school. Hip-Hop Hero League, watch the villains all melt. Stand tall, stand free, keep the crown we felt. One mic, one squad, one world we defend. Every 16 bars like a raised fist again. This that revolution in a crate and a laptop. Brick by brick when the landlords back off. From the cipher in the park to the boardroom charts, we renegotiate the value of our hearts. 4 heroes and a DJ, 5-point star on the freeway. Every show feel like rebate, give the hood home